8.5 weeks. And so we want to start highlighting some of those people that are in the organization and have you meet them. You're going to start seeing more involvement from other people because I know you're bored with looking at me all the time. So you're going to start to have more involvement from some of our leaders. And the leader I want to introduce you to, I want to see if she's on here. Heshie, are you on? Yeah, can you look and see if she's on, James? No, she's not. We need to sync our clocks. Okay, so while we're waiting for her to jump on, if you'll just watch and let me know when, there she is, when she gets on. Couple of announcements. Next, let's see. If you've not looked at the Go Pure Global site, we have our registration up for our first team event. It's happening in October in Dallas, and we really need your help. If you plan on attending that event, would you please RSVP? Because we want to make sure that we have the accommodations and that we have the space for all of those that are planning on coming. There's no ticket purchasing right now or anything like that. Once we have a good idea of how many people are going to be coming to the event, then we'll set that price on getting our ticket. But that's going to be October 6th and the 7th. And on the 5th, we're going to be doing a business overview meeting in Dallas. So for all of those that are around Dallas, start building into that event. Everybody that you bring into the organization, let them know that that event's happening. And I know James and Angel, as well as some of the other leaders in the area, are going to be hosting some luncheons and get-togethers and whatnot as we proceed towards that big event in October. The next thing, this next Saturday, instead of doing the launch and learn on Saturday, we're going to do a social media summit. And what that's going to look like is A to Z social media. I know there's a whole bunch of people, myself included, that want to learn from all these incredible people that have put together the posts, to the wording, to the way they take photographs, all of that. And so we're going to have a lot of leadership participating in that summit. And because the Launch and Learn is recorded and up on the website, you can still drive that to your brand new people, where they can still get started in that getting started training. That's up on the Go Pure Global site, as well as on the Go Pure Global Facebook group site. Okay, so next Saturday, same time, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. More information will be coming out on that. But if you have an interest in building a business in social media, my encouragement is that you block that time and get on that call. Now, here's the plans for that call. If for some reason you can't make it, or you have people that can't make it, we are going to break that down into segments and then put that in the training section for the team. So it's designed to help all of you right now, and also designed to be a reference for those that have yet to join the organization, something we've been wanting to do for a long time. And Angel and James are actually going to be leading that charge. They're so good at it, and I'm super excited to be able to learn from them. Okay, let's bring Heshie side by side with me, if you would. And I want to introduce this gal to you. So let's see, it's been nearly a year ago that I had the opportunity of meeting Heshie Siegel and her husband, Warner. And she decided to come with us over here at Live Pure. And she was our very first gold. In fact, you did that, Heshie, in your first week. I think you hit gold in your very first week. And I absolutely love this lady. She has an incredible story. She broke her hip a few months ago and was recovering from hip surgery. She still has a broken wrist because they overlooked the broken wrist. And when we made a decision to launch this company, sorry about that. When we made a decision to launch this company, she was like, I'm doing this. I'm going to work it out. I'm going to figure it out. So Heshie, I love you. Thank you so much for being here with us. And you've got just such an amazing story, having been around this industry for a long time. So I would love for you to just introduce yourself to the organization and talk to us about what it's meant for you to come over here to Live Pure.
Well, I do have this long history of being in network marketing. I've been in it for 29 years, and I remember the first day like it was not. I don't know what it was, but people started talking, and I followed people around for an entire weekend. I said, "Can you tell me about this?" And they kept saying, no, you'll wait. You do. And they made me wait all weekend. And finally, they told me what it was. I said, why'd you make me wait so long? I had no idea what I was doing. I just followed everyone. And when I got home, I just decided I was going to do this. I called everyone I knew, and they all signed in. I mean, it was just, I said, I have no idea what I'm doing. Just sign in. And then when I understand what I'm doing, I'll call you back and we'll work together. And basically, that's what I've done with almost every company. I have joined several companies, and I left all of them until I came to Pure because there was an integrity issue. The last company we were with, my best point was you. I never, in 29 years, I never had a sponsor who just totally was all about love and helping people and kindness. And I would have followed Lori just about anywhere. So, I have to be able to say that right up front. I just, when you have a sponsor that just gives you what you need, all you actually need to do is follow it. It's like, if they tell you something that's a nugget, listen to it, because that's really the way it is. I've been in companies with pretty good comp plans. I've been in companies where the comp plan, well, I won't use the word, but anyway, it was not really very good. I've been in companies where there've been some decent leaders and where there's some terrible leaders. And after a while, you get to really judge whether someone is good and why they're good, whether a company is good, why they're good, the leaders, and why they're that good. And when I heard about Pure and the fact that they really focused on customers, I've never focused on customers. I focused on building a business like Lori, and I didn't know what it was to have customers, because anytime I spoke to someone, I just said, well, you might as well join the business. And they did. So, I mean, it's just been awesome. And then I've gotten some pretty big first checks when I've gone to different companies for the first week, but it hasn't been for a while because I didn't find the right company. And so this time I made more in my first week with my first check than I had in more than a month with the last company. And I found that pretty exciting. And it's all about following the plan, following the system, following the people who have been there before you and taking their advice and not being a lone ranger. I was a lone ranger for a long time. I didn't like the way anybody was doing anything, so I did it my way, and I succeeded, but it wasn't duplicatable. Here, it's duplicatable because there are a number of leaders. Of course, Bill and Lori are, they're at the top of my list, and I can't say enough about that whole process. The compensation plan at Pure is great. There's so many different ways to make money. If people don't want to do the business, because we hear that all the time, they don't have to do it they could do it as a customer, as a preferred customer. And I think that anytime we have this many choices, there have to be enough from which we can choose. And I guess I have to say that my very favorite product is Magic, because it's the first time in my entire life that I didn't sit down to a bag of almonds or potato chips or pretzels, and I actually stopped eating because Magic could help me control my body and get rid of my cravings. And I talked to everybody about Magic. When Lori said I was in the hospital, I went from the hospital to rehab. When I got to rehab, there were people standing in line in my room asking me about these magic pills. And I said, I came here for rehab. They really didn't care. And I lost weight. I lost my cravings. My shape is different. I got my COVID weight off. I don't know. What else do you want me to say? It's just like really exciting.
You're great, Heshie, and we love you. Thank you so much. And congratulations on the ranks that you've hit. And you know what? Congratulations for all of the members that you brought with you. It's been so fun to watch your organization grow. And I know that it's going to be even bigger as time goes on. You are a testament to, regardless of how long you've been around the industry, regardless of how old you are or what you know or what you don't know, that if you will just follow a system, you can find that duplication. So I appreciate you visiting with us, and I love you so much.
Love you lots.
All right, guys, and we're going to be doing this every single week where we can introduce the organization to you and have you have an opportunity to hear about them. So there's going to be some other fun ones that are coming up. Now, what I would like to do is I would like to turn this over to Angel Whitmire, who is going to be walking us through the very basics. I think we'll get beyond opening the Facebook account and opening the Instagram account. But here's what I want you to know about Angel if you don't know. She is unconsciously conscious. How many of you ever heard that term? She's unconsciously conscious about what she does. And so one of the things that I have really encouraged her, because I needed to learn, is I said, I need you to become consciously conscious. I need you to stop and think about all of those little things you do. Now, some of you know that we had the opportunity, James and Angel came and spent some time in Utah, which was awesome as we were finalizing some of the programs that we put together, and we were able to actually work in the same place. And so I watched the two of them and how they roll through their day. And they're both very unconsciously competent, unconsciously, doing their thing. And so I'm like, I want you to get consciously consciously competent about social media specifically. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys and school us, because we are in awe of everything you've created. And I got my notepad right here and we're ready to take notes.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Lori. Heshie, I just want to say, can I sign up again with you, please? Because you're just passionate, right? And guys, that's one thing is look how passionate she is of sharing this product, right? She has people at her door and she's at rehab. They wouldn't be there if she wasn't passionate about what she's sharing about. So I think that's something we can learn from Heshie is really truly being passionate about what you're trying to sell or what you're trying to share, right? And so thank you, Lori, for putting this on. You got your voice back a little bit. But the first thing first is, I think some of us, that have been on social media maybe a little bit or maybe a while, it kind of depends on how you've utilized Facebook and maybe your stigma around what is Facebook for. For me, Facebook is for my business, period. Yes, it's for my family. Yes, it's to connect with others, but I'm going to use Facebook or it's going to use me. So you have to really get that in your head of if you're going to be on Facebook and you're doing a home-based business, it's free. It's free platform to grow your business. And what I can share with you is that it has taken me, guys, I would say 9 years now to grow my list. So realize that when I'm talking to you or when I'm speaking, it's because I've been consistent on Facebook every single day for the last 10 years, every day. I maybe miss one day a year, right? So you have to really learn that with Facebook or Instagram, it's for a purpose and it's for a reason. And if you're going to use Facebook or Instagram or social media to grow your business, every post you do, everything you do is revolving around your business. Okay. Even though it might just be a family pic of us or with Camilla, it's for a purpose. It's for a purpose. So every word I write or every word we write is for a specific reason and a purpose. Okay. So how I look at my Facebook is when you go to my wall. So if you can imagine this, us as women, as we go into a mall, right? What do we usually do when we're walking the halls of the mall? We're window shopping, right? And what do you usually see in the window? Probably the most beautiful things they have inside their store, right? But does it show you all of the store? No. It shows you their most beautiful, precious things. Does it show you the price? No. Does it show you the designer that it is? Unless you're going in a designer store and it's all that designer, but typically not, right? So it doesn't show you the price. It doesn't show you the designer, but it shows you the beautiful things that makes you do what? Draws you into the store, right? So you're looking at the window of what could be in that store. So it's going to get you in the door to then what? Shop the store. Okay. So that's how I utilize my Facebook page. So when you go to my Facebook wall, I have never showed you the picture of the pill. I've never showed you the picture of the bottle. I have told you what it's doing for people. I have showed you my sample envelopes in my arm and how I'm sampling this amazing product to people, but I've never showed you what it was. Why? There's a very specific reason, because I want you to ask me, what is it? So that I can then show you my store and I can lead you. I can be the, what do you call those people in the store? The person that asks you, hey, can I help you? Whatever, that person, the employee at the store. I can be like, oh, can I help you? Can I show you what this is about? I don't say on my Facebook wall what it's about, all the ingredients. I don't ever share my link. I don't ever share a picture of the ingredients, nothing, right? And that's for a specific reason. Now, in my stories, that's a whole different ballgame, okay? I'm talking about my Facebook profile wall, because everything I do on that wall is for a specific purpose, okay? So I know you wanted to touch on, like, there's different, also too, I want you to think about this, and I think I've shared about this on a call before, I'm not sure with this team or not, but I want you to think of your Facebook 5. So it's 5 things that represent you as a person. So for me, I can tell you, and if you go to my wall, you'd be like, oh yeah, she's right. It's my faith. It's my family and friends. It's whatever, travel. I love travel or adventure. And it's my business. So really think about 5 things that represent you, because it could be totally something different for you. I love health and nutrition. I love fitness, right? So you're going to see that on my wall. So this is how you can create posts, because some of you do reach out and you're like, I don't know what to post. You do. It's just having a plan to do it, right? And so think of 5 things that really represent you. I don't even care if it's that you like cats. I don't care if it's that you like knitting or mountain bike riding or whatever it is. It's something that you love and that you can share, because it's not about you posting about knitting or me posting about my fitness or me posting about my business. It's about just posting and having something around what you're passionate about and what you can add value to others, right? And so I know you wanted to touch on this. You want to talk about my wall, and like the posts that really do the most are not my magic posts. Right. I want you to really process that. It's not my magic posts that do the best. It's probably a picture of Camilla because she's so darn cute. Can I get an amen, right? It's your dogs, it's your kids, it's family posts, it's you at the beach. Like, it's just people, like people are watching that. And so also too, when I'm thinking of business posts, I'm not thinking about, oh, I got to share about magic. I got to share about the business. It's about me traveling, me having time freedom, because that's initially what got me to hold my hand up to my friend and be like, what are you doing? I want to be in California with palm trees. I don't know where you're at, what you're doing, but I want to be what you're doing, because I wanted the time freedom. I wanted to travel. Like, for those of you that know me, like, it's in my soul to travel. Like I could live out of a suitcase 100%. And I even have a house. Like, I'm serious. I love travel and adventure. And so for me, it was the time freedom that caught my eye to scroll on her Facebook and be like, what are you doing? So you have to think, like, it's not about you sharing about the business and how much money you're making or the product. It's your lifestyle and what it could do for someone else. And not saying that yours has to be travel. I'm not saying that. If you don't like travel, it's okay. But what lights you up and what's your why to do this, right? Maybe it's also, for me, I want to start a nonprofit. I was once paralyzed from the waist down, and they were going to have to redo my whole house wheelchair accessible, and my parents didn't have the money for that. And guess what? Insurance doesn't pay for that, right? And so I want to be that blessing to someone that if they are diagnosed with a crazy disease or whatever, they don't have the money, but I just want to freaking write a check and like present it to them. Or I want to just, buy them a wheelchair and take it to the hospital and like, here you go. Like that is in my soul and my heart to give back too. And so I have a purpose, I have a why, I have a vision and a mission. And so when you're making your posts, make it about those things, because people can connect to that, right? And it's an emotional tie to that. And so I'll let you talk about my wall.
Yeah, I mean, because again,
Want to share it? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to share the screen here so you can kind of see it. Just know that I'm looking over at another screen over here. I'm not looking out into the window. We have a big screen over here. But one of the things you said too is stories, and where you talk about the store to get you in. You go in the door to get to the store. Your stories, I heard an analogy of this, is like magnets on your fridge.
Yeah, that's for like your friends that know you.
Those are the people that know you, and they're like, oh, what are they up to, and all this kind of stuff. You have to think of this page, your public wall, as people that might not see your stuff very often. And so when you post things on your wall, you wanted to make it where people want to come back to it. And you alluded to something, that everything we do on Angel's wall is very strategic. It's not done to be like, hey, look, Angel's on a boat. Like it's not done with that. Now, some people might think that.
I mean, it is, but no.
Yeah. Some people might think that, but every post here is very methodically, strategically planned out. And it's not planned out for like weeks on end. It's just, what are we going to post today? And like you alluded to,
if I were to scroll past this, I'd be like, where are you at? What boat are you on? I want that life. Right. And I wouldn't even read probably the post.
Right.
It's more, and it's not about looking beautiful on a boat. It's just, how would you capture someone's attention to want to learn more?
Right. Well, and also too, like you said, people probably won't even read it, but they will like it, they'll love it or whatever. And so that means when they come back on Facebook tomorrow, they might see this picture, and they might like that picture. And they come back on Facebook tomorrow because they like two of your pictures, then they see this. This is actually,
and they're like, whoa.
Right. And this is actually the first post that Angel made for Magic. And you would have no idea what in the world she's talking about, other than she, down 1.5 inches and it feels like magic. Sounds familiar, right?
But 183 comments, and I didn't even say what it was, right? And
so again, that resulted in a lot of different things. But then as you keep going, you start to see that, wait a minute, why is there no more magic, right? Where'd the magic go? Wait a minute, why aren't you posting more about magic? Well, that's kind of a magic post because that was a post about Donut Day, and everything in here is like, like you said, your Facebook 5, what are the type of people that you want to attract? So the people she's going to attract are people that go to the gym, that want to lose weight, that want to have that lifestyle, and all those different things. So everything is done on here very strategically about it. And again, we still haven't seen any
magic.
Still no magic. Still no magic. Oh, look, that looks like the same picture as before. And so when you go through this, and I think that's
about the sulfur.
The sulfur one, which doesn't say sulfur anywhere. And it's a picture of her in the gym because she can work out better now.
I can bend down and my knees don't hurt.
Right. And so all these posts, when you come to look at this, now here's a magic post. Now we probably scrolled through what, a 10 posts or something like that,
27. Until
we got to this post. And again, when you look at this, there's no mention that it's called magic. There's no mention of, buy from me now. It's all about, what it's doing for somebody. And when you look at this and you go to look at the comments and what are people saying, interested, and notice all the replies. She doesn't put her link on here. She doesn't say what it is. And I can probably go down here.
Ask you what it is. Do not tell them.
Right.
Message them. Right.
Well, and here's the thing too, the challenge with social media is that everything will work, but not everything will duplicate. So if you do see someone on Facebook that they do post their link, and there's no right or wrong to Facebook or social media either. But if you do see somebody post their link, or you see somebody put other things in the comments or whatever it is, know that the reason they're doing that is because their audience knows. Now, if you took this and did it on your audience would be like, why are you trying to drag me in your store and tell me everything you've got? Because some people have not program their audience, but their audience knows, like, if they post something like this, most likely in the comments, it'll tell me more and might even have a link to purchase, because their audience knows that.
And they've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And they've built up that audience,
Right.
right?
And so know that everything we're showing you, it's not to say one way is right or wrong. It's to go the duplicatable way, which you have to hold yourself back, because we were talking about this.
Yeah.
Could Angel easily post something and say, here's how much it costs, here's what it does, here's the name of it, here's my link to buy? At this point with her social media, she probably could. But if Heshie did that, that probably wouldn't duplicate. If somebody else did that, that probably wouldn't duplicate. So everything is
But even
here.
though I could, I don't, because I want it to duplicate.
Right.
I want others to see that what I preach is what I do.
Right. Yeah. And so again, so when you scroll through this, you know, everything is done with a very methodical thing. Like, this is probably one of the best posts she had that got the most results, but there are other posts that have more likes. And so everything is done here very strategically. This also doesn't mean that you have to strategically think down and sit down like, okay, I got to be a copywriter and I got to do every word. If you just do one sentence and a post, you want to get in the habit of posting every single day. So when you are ready to post about, or I have to find magic. This is a magic post, but doesn't have magic on there. When you're ready to make a post about magic, there's dropping off samples. That's a good magic post. Now, see the problem though is someone will go, oh, that's so cool, I'll make that my first post. Well, the problem with that is if you make that your first post and your last post was about kittens or a joke about Facebook, and that was
5 weeks ago.
5 weeks ago, and you post this is like if you walked by a store, you walk by a store that says, big blowout, going out of business, come in now, sale, sale, sale. That's what this looks like if your audience is not warmed up to it.
Mhm.
And so this would be like if you don't post a lot and social media is like new to you on how to utilize this would be something I would do a week or two from now after I warm my audience up. Because we see some people that they'll come in and go, okay, they'll go to the Telegram media chat, they'll download all the media chat, and then they'll post it 3 times a day of the media chat. And that will, again, just like if you say big blowout signs on every store, you know, you're going to walk right by it. You're not even going to go in because you're like, I don't need a sale now.
It's like those kiosks in the mall.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That try to drag you into the kiosk. Right. Right. And this is just to say that there's one of my favorite quotes. I don't even know who I have to accredit it to, but it's not me. Is there's power in the pause. So the power in the pause is in between the things. It's in between what she's doing and when she's posting. These are the powerful posts. Why are they powerful? Because people don't even read this. They're not even going to read that. They're going to go, oh, wow, that looks like fun. Love it. Oh, wow. Oh, what's that? And then they see this.
Yeah.
And so all of these are designed to do where people just want to come back. And your goal is to get in someone's feed. And the other thing I want you to mention too now is like the reason that Facebook is showing this to so many people, it's not because Facebook likes Angel Whitmire. It's because Angel Whitmire is using social media. And when somebody goes like all these, like when somebody goes and comments, she's going and she's messaging every single one of these people.
Every single
And so-
comment on every single
Right.
comment back to them.
Right.
Even if it's just I'll message you.
Well, you're
Go
commenting
comment.
and you're
And I'm messaging, right? So I've said this before and I'll say it again. Money is made in Messenger. The more you're messaging with people, the more Facebook loves that. Why? Because it's social media. So the more you're socializing with people in Messenger and socializing on your page, it's going to broadcast your posts to way more people. I can't even tell you how many people come in my inbox a day that I'm not even friends with, only because my Facebook posts are getting pushed out more and more because I'm having more conversations with people. So even if, let's say you do a post and no one comments, but you have 10 likes or loves on it, go message those people.
Yep.
Hey, Lori, thank you so much for the love of my post. I'm having so much fun. How is your summer going? Or what's going on in your world? Start those conversations. It's up to you to reach out to those people because we know without a doubt, because we do it too. We Facebook stalk people, right? And we don't reach out. We've actually had someone reach out to James the other day. It was like, okay, I'm a watcher.
I've been watching Angel.
I've been watching, like I finally reaching out. But if you don't reach out, they're not going to. So yes, I have probably built out my social media to where now people are reaching out, but I also do reach out to them. So don't be scared to say, hey, Lori, thanks so much for the love of my post. Camilla and I had so much fun at the Freedom Fest. How are you doing? Or what's up in your world? Tell me more. Have a conversation, like build relationships. I mean, I love relationships, so that's just my jam, but have those relationships. Even if you're not having conversations on your posts, start realizing or start messaging the people that actually are liking and loving it.
Yeah.
Right? Because they are watching you, right?
Well, and I do more of that too. So one of my little tricks of this is that I actually promote her more than I promote me.
You do.
So, and the reason why I say this is too is because you can do that too.
Yep.
You can do that with Lori. You can do it with Angel. You can do that with whoever you're working with and go, oh my gosh, like my friend is sending out all these samples. It's amazing. It's so cool. So there's a lot of power in the pause, and there's a massive amount of power in the third party. Because when I do this, because again, like this person's the perfect example. She's messaged me a bunch of times. I'm not calling out anybody. She's messaged me a bunch of times, asked me about stuff. And then all of a sudden she just goes, all right, I'm in. For what reason? Because I'm at a post office? Like there's no reason for that. But she's messaged me at other times. And so again, I can go to all these people, and I do this all the time. I will go and message David and go, hey, David, thanks for the love of my post. How's your day going? And now I might do that to 20 people and no one says anything back. And then one person says something back and goes, okay, I'm ready to join. I'm like,
Join what?
I didn't know you were even looking for anything. And so again, a lot of it's just about the engagement. Like this was a really great post that blew up. Again, what am I doing?
So sweet.
I'm promoting her. I'm not talking about myself. So again, and it's one of those things that I've learned over time that I get to borrow the stories and experiences from others. And I've learned that's more powerful than me sharing my story. And here's why. Everyone's tired of my story.
No, they're not.
Let's just honest. Let's just be honest, because you know what's the thing you talk about most on your social media?
Yourself.
It's you. If you break it up with people, like have you ever seen in other network marketing companies where they'll post like all of the recognition graphics and stuff like that all over their wall? No one cares about what rank people are hitting. But when they see other people participating in this, not the person posting, they're like, I don't want to miss out what's going on. So they're not messaging because they saw like, oh my gosh, Angel hit diamond. They're not doing that. They're like, uh-oh, there's something going on. I want to be around it.
They want to be included in the party, right? They all want to be invited to the party.
Yeah. And so I just wanted to show you my wall because again, you might look at my wall and go, wait a minute, he's not promoting anything about magic. I'm promoting her. And so you can do that with everybody in your group. Actually, I'm going to start doing this a lot more now because I used to. I'm going to start promoting other people in our group. And I'm going to promote Leslie, and I'm going to promote Michelle, and I'm going to promote Heidi, and I'm going to highlight their stories because one of the most successes I had in a wellness company many, many moons ago was where we shared everyone else's stories, and it was viral. And, you know, that company is not doing so good now because Facebook changed their algorithm. So nobody saw that stuff anymore because we were actually sharing it from a page. Now you have to get a little creative with your social media because less than, I would say, 1% of the people you're friends with actually see it. So those are just some tips and almost some previews of what we're going to talk about on Saturday, because we're going to break it down and go, okay, take me from I don't know what I'm doing to I want to learn how to TikTok. What's it? TikTok, right? It's TikTok. I want to learn how to do all that stuff. But you got to learn how to crawl before you run.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that on Saturday. We're going to take you from baby to teenager.
So someone's asking here, Lori, she goes, so when you go live on your wall, how do you talk about the product?
Here, I'll answer that question.
Do you mention the name or not, or do you talk about it without mentioning the name? So he can answer that because I hate lives.
She hates lives. I have to force her to go live, and she usually deletes them afterwards. But
I have a whole.
But I'll answer the question because a Facebook Live is different than a post.
Yeah.
So a Facebook Live, the thing you want to think of is, and we'll talk about Facebook Lives because I'm going to start doing a lot more of them. We'll talk about Facebook Lives because they're still a thing. If people are like, they're dead, they're not. They're still a thing. If you do them correctly, because people are still on Facebook. And so with a Facebook Live, think of when you go now, some people might not do this anymore, but I think we're all of the same age-ish here, right? Do you remember when you used to go to the grocery store and you'd see all these magazines, Red Book or whatever, what's a girl's magazine? Vanity Fair. I don't know.
Magazines.
I don't know. All the magazines are there on the rack, right? Well, you look at the magazines on the rack and they all have these headlines on it, right?
Yeah, the
Like lost 50,000 pounds in 30 days, or did she really marry her, or whatever.
You mean he?
He, or her, who knows these days? All those things, those are all titles. Those are all things that people
Cut
go,
that out, Lori.
they slow the scroll, right? And so when you're doing a Facebook Live is about getting somebody to slow the scroll. So they go, ooh, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And when you talk about that, and we'll give you a breakdown of that, when they get on the live, it's not about, let me list all the ingredients of this product. It might be like one of the benefits of, let's just say the sulfur, for example, is that you take the sulfur and your joints hurt less.
Right.
So you could do it.
Benefits.
Right. So you could do a highlight of, I found a way that I can run faster and be in no pain. Because who's going to get on the live? People that want to run faster and have no pain. They're going to get on your live. So then you can talk about, I always have pain when I run because of these past injuries, and it's crazy and it's insane. I have found something that's amazing. It's supernatural. I love everything about it. It's really simple, easy to take. I want to give you like 2 tips that I've learned on how to, be able to battle that. I stay hydrated all the time. That's one thing I do. And I stretch before I work out. If you want more tips, I can give you some more. Just message me. And if you want to learn what I'm taking, I'll let you know what that is too. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye. And that's how you would do it, because I didn't say the product. I didn't say, even if it's a capsule or a powder, I didn't say anything. It's about giving those little tidbits, just like her posts are, I got to reach out and ask. With Facebook Lives, you can just be very specific with your content, with who you're looking for. And we'll talk about that on Saturday too.
Yeah, I bet I got like probably 5 orders of sulfur
Right.
from that one post, just because I said, here's what was happening before, here's what's happening now. And I could cry tears of joy, right? So it really is just about learning how to create a story. And I think that is important on this call, as well as maybe for the next couple of days, is writing out your story. And it really is like, before magic, what did I feel like? While taking magic, what do I feel now? Right. And you don't have to say I had high blood. I mean, you can say high blood pressure, but try to keep like names out of it as far as like medical conditions, but just saying how you felt before and then how you feel now. And so it's super simple, but thinking about that as your post too. But then also too, like I know Melissa's on here. Hi, Melissa. You're like, how do you come up with what to say in the post? It's how you're feeling. I mean, you have to really just, at the end of the day, be authentic to who you are. And like what you're feeling. And, Camilla's starting school on Wednesday. I'll probably do a back to school post. Like, it's just the day in the life of Melissa. What do you do, Melissa? Like, right. And so think about what you do in the day of life of Melissa and how that can maybe benefit someone else.
Right.
Or add value to somebody else.
Then take your Facebook 5 and expand that to 100 things, like all those different topics, and just be able to always have something that you can talk about, because after a while, you won't need to look at a list of what to post.
Yeah.
It'll just be unconsciously competent, but you got to go through those motions to get there. You got to learn how to ride the bike, how to balance with the pedals. And now you don't think about riding a bike. So don't think of this as a skill you can learn, not something you have to remember how to do every day.
And I love that Kathy said, schedule out your calendar like an appointment. Yeah. If you want to do on Sundays, schedule out your post for the week.
Yeah.
If that helps you just kind of be focused, if maybe you work full time, you don't have a lot of time to put into it, I would totally do that.
Yeah.
I luckily have the luxury of just kind of like waking up and like, what do I want to post today? But there are times where I have planned posts, but I do have help sometimes for sure. We kind of bounce off each other too. So maybe have a friend or maybe an acquaintance or
her
accountability partner, or maybe me, like, hey, what would be a good post today? And we could go look at your wall. If y'all want to do some Facebook inventory, we can totally do that of your wall. Cause I would be like, did you know this? Did y'all know this? I'm not sure if you know this. Listen real closely. You can delete posts that you've made that maybe weren't so great.
Right. No,
delete the posts, right? It's okay. Like it's okay. So we can do a Facebook inventory of your Facebook if you want. We can maybe hook up and hook up. Who says that anymore?
Right. What do you do?
Connect and go through your Facebook and just like, yeah, I'd probably change that, or I'd probably delete that, or maybe you could say this a little bit different. So we can definitely help with that as well.
Well, and that's how we wanted to wrap up tonight. So one of the things that not many people know this, but I do like consulting and stuff like that, and charge income and charge money to do this kind of stuff. Now we don't charge anybody on the team. Everybody gets it for free, everything. But one of the things I love doing is a social media audit. That's kind of what you
That's the
alluded
name
to.
I was looking for.
A social media audit. And so if there's anybody brave enough right now, live, on this, that you would be up for me going to your wall and doing a social media audit to give you maybe like 2 or 3 tips, raise your hand and
Leslie was first.
I'll go. I got Leslie, we got
Heidi,
Leslie, I got
Kathy,
Michael, Kathy, Heidi. Okay, so here we'll take Leslie first, just because I saw Leslie and Kathy. We're just gonna do 2 of them right now. And then this will be something that we do on Saturday, and it'll be something we'll do ongoing. Maybe I'll just do like social media Saturdays or something.
Leslie, you're brave.
So now we're gonna go to Leslie.
I've done this with Ray Higdon before.
It's so much fun. So Leslie, so a couple of things.
Your daddy.
Yeah. So when you come to somebody's wall, so I'm just gonna give some pointers as we scroll through this. If your profile picture is not a good picture
Of yourself.
make it a good picture of yourself.
Don't put your cat.
Or an emblem or a horseshoe, or all things I've seen, because when somebody comes, like the biggest thing before I do Leslie, sorry, is when somebody comes on Facebook, this is what they see. They don't come on Facebook and go, I'm gonna come up here. I wonder what Angel Whitmire is doing. Like they don't like do this and then go to Angel's wall and go, well, what's Angel been up to, and scroll your wall. The place they go is they go to their home screen, and this has been proven by heat mapping and all this kind of crazy stuff. And this is how people scroll.
Oh, what's that say?
Like this is how fast people scroll on Facebook.
Mhm.
So in order for them to stop, you got to really get them to stop. And when they stop, you want them to intentionally do something. Well, there, I like that thing. And so again, some people won't even read it, and they'll do what I just did and go, oh, it's Beth. I like it.
What's Beth up to?
I don't know. We're not doing that. We're going to do Leslie. Beth is another day.
Sure.
But I just wanted to show you that this is how people scroll when they come through here. They don't just go to your wall, but I'm going to go to the wall and look at it as if it's in someone's feed. And so when you look at what Leslie is posting, the first thing, again, it's all the different things that being vulnerable is what's going to get people to want to not just come in your store, but come into your world. And they're going to want to look at stuff. And so the way that you write things, you want to write them in a way that people will actually see them. And so what's interesting about Facebook, now that I go through this, notice how I'm seeing things that Leslie posted 4 days ago. Like Facebook is weird. If somebody comes to your wall, they show you way back, days ago when people did things first, and then it kind of comes back to the beginning. And so when you look at what Leslie is posting on here, like this was a really good post. Leslie, I think this is one of the good posts that I've seen you do, and she got a lot of interaction. Mm-hmm. My question to her was, did she go and thank every single one of these people for commenting or liking her post, and just say, hey, thanks, Phil, for the love. Hope you're having a great day. Hey, Holly, thanks for love. Hope you have a great day.
Or asking a question.
Or asking,
how are you?
How are you?
Yeah, you want conversations.
Yeah.
But she did comment back to people on the post.
Right. Because again, this is one of those things where when you're looking for interaction, the reason that she's commenting back to these is so people come back next time and see what's going on her wall. The only thing I can say, when you do post links and stuff like this is something that's he's passionate about. This is just a thought process. If you do want to reach more people, the next time you want to post something like this, you could do something easy as take a screenshot of this, post it with the screenshot, and put the link in the comments.
Yeah.
Because Facebook hates links. Even their own links, they hate that. Like if this is a Facebook group link, it would show it to less people. So the easier thing to do is, if you ever do want to post a link, is take the picture, post the picture of someone, and put the link in the comments. or say, hey, if you're open to helping me out, message me. I have a way for you to help me out. That kind of thing. So whenever you're looking at, like, again, another great post. I haven't read this post.
Amazing testimony.
Here's the thing. This is great.
Oh, hashtags.
It's hashtags. Facebook hates hashtags. So even though somebody gets a lot of likes and everything like that, so here's the danger of hashtags. I don't know if I want to do this, but I will.
It's true.
The danger of hashtags. They'll click on testimonials, and every hashtag is different for every person. And when I go click on this testimonial hashtag, I don't even know what that is.
But it can go to other supplements. But even if you hashtag magic, people will click on that and, oh, there's Stephanie. Well, maybe I know Stephanie. Maybe I want to sign up with Stephanie now, because now I see her in the hashtag. Right. It's a weird thing. So I definitely would probably not do hashtags.
Yeah.
Even on Instagram about the actual product. You can now on Instagram, hashtags are fine, but maybe about the benefits like fat loss or weight loss or energy, but maybe not hashtag pure magic or hashtag magic, because that's going to take them to whoever else is hashtagging it, and they might see someone else and they go sign up with them.
Right.
I know it's weird, and we shouldn't have like scarcity mindset, and it's not about that.
Right.
It's just is what it is.
Well, it's you're trying to capture people and keep them on your wall.
Right.
Like that's really the whole idea of this. And then these hashtags, the whole idea is like, oh, maybe somebody will click on somebody else's hashtag and find me. But the one thing about Facebook is that when you go to search, it doesn't search hashtags. It only searches names, people, places, stuff like that. It doesn't do hashtags.
And Leslie, this is really cool. If you go up to the 3 dots on the right, you can edit your post and take them off.
Yeah,
right?
I can't
You can
do
just
that.
edit your post and take off the hashtag.
Right, exactly. And again, it's not so much that it'll change anything,
bad.
but you can always edit it, because again, you're looking to be duplicatable, right? And if you have hashtags on there, and somebody goes, oh, she hashtagged, so I should hashtag. And it might be true for that person, but for the person that's duplicating, it might not be true for them. So those are kind of things that I would look at. I think, again, one of the things I would do is, my question would be on this: did you go message all these people?
62 people like that.
Because
right?
those are lead sources in the future, not even right now. It's just to engage.
Because guess what? If you go and message that person and now you're having a conversation in Messenger, now they're going to show up and you're going to show up in their feed tomorrow.
Right.
More because you had a conversation with them.
Right. And they're also going to see your stories too.
Crazy.
Because what happens is a lot of people that you're in Messenger with, they'll go and they'll click on your story now. That's becoming a programming thing where people, if you're messaging with them, they go click on your story, and your story is your magnets. It's all the stuff you want to see. So I don't have a ton of feedback on because you're doing really good on your posts in terms of what it is. And the only thing too is, like, when it comes to tagging people, again, it's not a question of like, this is how you do it all the time. But when you come to tagging people,
her.
yeah. Oh, this is
Someone else
allowed you on the page. Okay, so that's different. You allowed that on the page. Again, link to order form. It doesn't really even matter what this is. It's somebody that owns this. Any links or shares, when you share something, again, it's almost better to take a screenshot of something, post that, and then share whatever you're going to share. It seems silly, but for whatever reason, Facebook doesn't let people see a lot of this stuff.
Because if you share, it's really just friends of friends. It doesn't really share with the public.
Right. So always just think everything should be native. And again, another great post. So
post.
all of these things you take into consideration, okay, what tweaks can I make? Because it's the little tweaks on social media that are going to have a massive impact on your business.
Leslie, just because I know you so well, I would also share more about your photography business.
Yeah.
I don't see any of that on here.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part of who you are. Even it's just sharing what you love about it. Not that you're a photographer or that you do weddings, it's like that, but what you love about it, and that you're excited that you get to do that. I would share more, like lean in more of like
tips,
who you are. Yeah, you could give photography tips.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Because again, you're always trying to expand your net and like
add
probably
value.
And the thing about it too is that the people that are in your network that will lead you to people you don't know.
Right.
And there might be somebody in your friends list right now that loves photography, and they go see a photography post of yours, and then they see a magic post of yours, and they become a customer or whatever it is. Now
leads you to someone else.
Leads you to someone else. And so that's the biggest thing too. And you also, the last thing I'll look at here is you have 2,000 friends. So you have room for 3,000 people.
Friend like 10 people a day.
Friend like 10 people a day. Now be careful, make sure they're not weird or whatever. Have mutual friends. It's always best when you go to see who you're going to add as friends. But again, like you mentioned in the beginning, this is completely free marketing for you.
Mhm.
And right now there are 3,000 other people out there that Facebook goes, we're going to allow you to market to them, that you're not taking advantage of being able to market for free to them.
Also, I would make sure, I know you do, Leslie, already, but for those of you that are on, making your Facebook public.
Yeah.
I know some people are like, but I don't know these people. Okay, if you want to grow a big business and you want to utilize social media to grow your business, make your post public.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's going to reach more people. If you do friends of friends or just friends in general, it's going to show to the same people over and over and over. And yeah. So I'm just saying, if you want to utilize Facebook for what it is and for a business, I would make your post public because it will reach more people.
Yeah, so I think that's good enough for now, because I was going to do two. But again, that's the kind of thing that I want to start doing a lot more of. And we're going to make a post in the Go Pure Global group tomorrow morning. And I want you to list all, I saw a lot of questions coming in. Are you going to go over this? Are you going to go over that? I want on that post, it's going to say, hey, what would you like to learn about social media? I want you to list everything you want to learn. I don't care if it's TikTok, Paddywhack, Pinterest, whatever it is, you want to learn about it. Then let us know. And if we don't cover it on Saturday, we'll make sure to cover it, because on Saturday, we're really going to focus on, you're going to leave there and know exactly what you need to do in order to share on social media. Will we go over TikTok strategy and how to go viral? Most likely not. Because it's not duplicatable. Even though it's possible, it's not duplicatable.
Michelle will teach on that one.
Yeah, Michelle will go reels and
Michelle
Ha
will
ha ha.
you got the midlife maven, I can learn the midlife maven.
She's so good on it. I'm like, man, you are brave.
Cool, but I'll kick it back to you, Lori,
Yeah.
and that's all we got.
So we got
Awesome job. Isn't this cool, you guys? They're so detailed about all the little things, right? So watch for that on Go Pure Global. We're going to start at 9:00 Mountain. If you can make it, great. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start the summit. And we're going to ask you to write down all your questions, put some things in chat too, but make sure that you send questions beforehand, because we're going to get a clean recording. And then when the summit is over, we'll stop the recording, and then we'll continue to stay and get all of those things that weren't addressed answered. So it's going to be a long day, a long time. But it's something I know that a lot of people need, and we want to get that training up and archived so that everybody will have it. To be able to go back and reference. So James and Angel, we're so grateful for you, grateful for your leadership. To everybody else, thank you so much for spending the hour with us. Heshie, again, beautiful job. So glad that you're here. And everybody have an awesome night and make it an awesome week. Have a great week. Magic is arriving. It's been arriving for the last 3 days, and I know everybody's excited about it. Australia's in the house. Australia's getting their product, you guys, in like 4 days. Is that amazing? It's amazing. So super excited for that market. Everybody have a great night.
Bye, Lori.
Bye,
See your
buddy.
cute one there.